So you want to know what's new in 2022 on private placement programs? I'm going to give you breakthrough insights. You've got to watch this video. Hey, I'm Taimour Zaman from LeonardCredit.ai. Our organization is a world-class leader in monetizing banking instruments, helping clients participate in various private placement programs that we know and we trust, as well as provide lines of credit and loans to various corporations in amounts that's beyond what banks or brokers can provide. Somebody in our mastermind group recently invited me to meet with a partner of one of the world's largest law firms. In a two-part conversation, I had to show evidence that private placement programs are truly real, show him medium-term notes and how it is being bought from primary markets and being sold into a secondary market, and just demonstrate, like in a courtroom like that, and how private placement programs are real and how they work. In that, one of the questions that I would ask is, what is new in the world of private placement programs? And so what's new in the area of private placement programs is that in the new year, there's now a lot of theories or conversations that has been happening in the past on something called QFS systems has now been implemented. QFS stands for Quantum Finance Systems, and basically it's a blockchain. And it replaces something called SWIFT. The truth is SWIFT, which is a system that has been used around the world with banks around the world, is a manual system. There's a lot of human errors that goes into SWIFT systems, and with QFS you're using blockchain to bring integrity into a system. And so a lot of these private placement programs, let me just carefully, a lot of genuine, real private placement programs in the new year will be on QFS. The second one is that a lot of these private placement programs will start paying out in something called USN currency. USN is not USD, it's not the American dollar, it's USN. And what it is a currency that's backed by gold. What it allows a client to do, a participant of a platform to do, is to exchange that currency into any kind of fiat currency at no charge. So if you want to do a payout in euros versus US dollars, like that, you can do that at no fee to you. The paymaster for these things is the US Treasury government, the Federal Reserves, like that. So in terms of integrity, governance, authentication, it doesn't get any better, if I can say that way. Some questions that people ask is, well, how would this impact me? If you are in a private placement program right now, it will take some time for a transition to happen from banks to go into a QFS system. The two first banks that have jumped into QFS that are live with this is Citibank and HSBC. But more and more banks will transition to a QFS system very quickly, very soon. And just like anything else, it'll take some time. It'll take some hiccups to go through. I myself am a client of Apple. Every time Apple introduces a new iPhone or MacBook Pro, something like that, this is my personal experience. So if you're Apple watching, you don't have to assume it's just my personal experience. There's always some bugs in it. And corporations, Federal Reserves, private placement programs, and if they are run by are run by human beings. So these things will take some time to transition. But that's what's new in a private placement program. Now, one of the questions people ask is, well, how does this impact me? The professional fraudsters, and unfortunately there's a lot of fraudsters out there in private placement programs, this makes it a lot more challenging for them to represent that they are connected to a private placement program like that. And then the real players like us will hopefully be the shining stars in a conversation like that. However, the sophisticated con artists who make a lot of money by being sophisticated, unfortunately, leopard doesn't change its color, and so I see them constantly figuring out a better way to demonstrate that they are a platform when they're not. But in terms of how would it impact future participants, I think what you will see is, because the cost of participating in a platform goes down a little bit, I think what clients can start to expect in the new year in 2022 on private placement programs is a little bit better, more of a profit margin, a little bit more better returns. Certainly the banking fees would be a lot cheaper, at least in theory that would be it. But also the other impact of how does this impact you if you participate in a private placement program, or even simply want to monetize a banking instrument. you see the speed in which execution gets done will be reduced a lot. My name is Taimour Zaman. If this is of value for you, if you're looking for further consultation in this area, I'd love to chat with you at LionCred.ai. You can book a consultation call with us, with me or any of my associates. Thank you. Hey friends, so in this part of the video, I want to talk about the frequently asked questions we get from you, the viewer. Number one biggest question, I guess, Taimour, we watch a lot of your videos. We like to engage your organization and help access capital that traditional banks wouldn't be able to provide to us, or help us monetize a banking instrument, or help us understand how to go into a private placement program. How do we engage you and your team? And the answer is in three specific ways. One, and it's the best way, is to go to our website, LionCred.ai, and book a consulting call with us. Me or any of our senior associates would be happy to meet with you, understand the project, understand the challenges you're dealing with, and help you through it like that. We get a lot of compliments for our ability to execute when others can't, for years of experience and expertise, for sure. The second is you can get a copy of our book, Hypergrowth, How to Connect to Customers and Investors in New Ways. You get access to various investment strategies, how to talk to a banker, how to connect to a customer, how to get your next investor like that. The third is to subscribe to our YouTube channel. You'll access customer walkthroughs, case studies, strategies, banking instruments, closing of banking procedures, like a lot of stuff that sometimes your own banker wouldn't even know some of these strategies and content, or nor would your chief financial or legal officer like that. So I highly recommend subscribing to our YouTube channel. The second question, I guess, Taimour, when companies are choosing you or LionCred.ai, why are you guys winning compared to alternative options? In the past, my answer would have been because we provide higher LTV, or when we provide capital, we can provide far more than your bank can, and we cover geographies internationally that perhaps your bank doesn't. In the past 2 years, what I've really started to discover is the reason a lot of chief legal officers, CEOs, capital companies are choosing us consistently is simply because of our years of experience, our expertise, and our ability to execute. Next question that you usually get is, Taimour, which customer base do you best serve? If I was your ideal customer, who am I? The truth is, everybody in our team speaks English somewhat fluently. And so I like to think that we are best relevant to business owners that are English speaking, people around the world. You must have some kind of liquidity ready to go, a minimum of $1 million for sure. You need access to a large amount of capital, whether it's cash, whether you want to monetize a banking instrument or participate in a private placement program. That's the market we typically serve. We operate just like a law firm. So when you contact us, it becomes a billable hour, and what you're paying for is our years of experience, our expertise, and to really be able to execute on projects that your banker or your chief legal counsel or whoever you work with typically can't help you with. This is a funny question, and I get this often. I hear that there's a lot of litigations against some of our competitors, whether it's a private placement program or a bank that promised to loan money they didn't, whatever the deal is, and how come we don't have any litigations against us? There's two answers to that. The first answer, the corporate answer, is that me and our team operate a very high level of integrity. We take on projects that we can deliver on, like all that corporate stuff. Now there's a truthful answer, and the truthful answer is me as a CEO of LionCred.ai. My vision hasn't been big enough for me to try to disrupt the world, and I failed at that vision, because if you look at the largest corporations or the largest brand names in your household, whether you use Google, whether you drive a Ford car, whether you have tunnel when you have headache like that, a lot of the brand names in your household that you use have litigations as part of their business. Look them up, look at their financial statements. They all have lawsuits against them. And so I feel the fact that we don't have any litigations, or we don't have people on social media bad-mouthing us or creating drama stories like that, is my failure in trying to push the company at a new heights like that. And that's the truthful answer on why we don't have litigations against us, for sure, as the day we're shooting this video. Final question I do want to answer is, Taimour, we've seen law brokers who have made millions and millions of dollars working with your firm in less than a year. Do you have any kind of a program, because I'm interested in becoming an associate or broker within your organization? The answer is yes. If you go to LionCred.ai, we're always looking for brokers who have experience Our target brokerage is a broker who has a book of business, who comes from the financial services industry, whether it's retail banking, wealth management, is a former legal attorney, like that. Those are the target audiences we like to work with, just because what we offer is so niche, so sophisticated, and so wanted. And it's ideally an institution or a brokerage that has a bunch of agents and they're looking to provide some advisory services, some banking expertise that they simply don't have right now. My name is Taimour Zaman. My team and I look forward to the opportunity of working with you. Thank you very much for your time.
Hello world, I'm Jennifer Franklin. We are real estate investors. It's a team, a partner and I. And the call that we've had with Taimour has been extremely informative when it comes to strategies. Even we tapped into a little bit of estate planning, a lot about the DLC program as well as the SBLCs. So it allows us to be able to get in better positions so that we can be able to invest more by being basically the bank first. That was something that we definitely learned in this call. It's something that we will definitely take to heart.
I'm getting out of it right now are the different ways in order to utilize and leverage, what I understood before. Now I understand even more. So, talking to Taimour just for a short amount of time, he's given me other avenues to use, and I will use those.
So ultimately, we are looking to gain access to capital through some innovative financial strategies that you shared with me to be able to scale our business up to the next level.